All right, what's up, FFA? Hey, could not be more excited to jump into this Monday because we are going to be sending you guys out the production numbers for the month of May. If you guys want them, I know some of you like when we hold on to those things all month and leave the suspense there for you. So if you don't want to see how close you are to hitting the Scotland trip, let me know. We could hold back the numbers for another week or two, but we have them ready for you, and we'll be sending them out to your coaches following this call. So be on the lookout for those today. So many of you guys are reaching new heights. So many of you are on track to hit the Scotland trip and could not be more excited. We're less than a month away from going to Cancun for all of you who earned the Cancun incentive trip last year. So guys, we're about halfway through this year. It's June 16th. When we send out these numbers, see where you stack up in terms of the leaderboard and in terms of hitting that incentive trip for Scotland, and do everything you can to be on that trip. It's going to be a trip that you guys do not want to miss. So I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag. We're going to send you guys your numbers first, and then we're going to go over who is leading the way year to date on Wednesday's call. So you'll get to see who is the top agent of last month, but then also where you stand in terms of the overall leaderboard for the entire year. So on today's call, we're going to jump into 3 things that will stop you from hitting the potential, right, that is inside of you. But before we do that, let's talk about the verse of the day. It's Jeremiah 6:16. It says, "This is what the Lord says, stand at the crossroads and look, ask for the ancient paths, ask where the good way is, and walk in it, and you will find rest for your soul." Guys, that verse is so true, right? Ask for the ancient paths, stand at the crossroads and look, right? When I'm reading that, I'm picturing somebody making a decision, right? I could go this way or I could go that way. And what should I do when I'm at that crossroads, right? It's just asking for guidance and walk in the direction you feel guided to, and you'll find rest for that. So true. Every day that you wake up, guys, you have a decision to make, right? How are you going to choose to live this day, June 16th, 2025? It's the only day you're ever going to get for it being June 16th, 2025. Soak it up for its whole potential, right? There's something to say for somebody that goes into every single day with the urgency of it being maybe their last one. What a much better way to live than just dragging your feet right through this Monday morning. But let's give these 2 ladies a huge shout out first. KZ and Becca, super proud of you guys. I know Southern Life had a record week. We had Team Rise, I love the name, with another record week too. 2 ladies that are just absolutely crushing it on the individual production, but also on the team building side of things. They have been on fire lately with their teams hitting a new record week. And guys, it's a lot, all right, to be able to come into every single week and up the ante and beat the record that you did before. And these 2 have continued to prove what's possible as they're leading their team of agents, setting the stage, right? And it says a lot about them to see their agents having success, right? A team record week, that means their agents are having success. That means they're coaching them, developing, training them, putting all the hard work in, and it doesn't go unnoticed. So big shout out to KZ and Becca for setting new record weeks for their teams and for their agents. And everybody that's on those 2 teams, I'm super proud of you guys banding together and running to new heights. So can't wait to see what these 2 do here in the months to come here. Let's talk about the top 15 on the week last week. I know that graph is super small, so I apologize about that. But if you want to zoom in or squint a little bit, right? Coming in at number 15 here, we had El Chapo with a phenomenal week. We had Jennifer Garner. She's just been on fire lately, putting her name in the top of the charts. We had Paulo putting his name up there. Nice work to him. Rebecca with a phenomenal week. We had Sam putting her name there in the leaderboard. Great work to her. KZ putting her name at the top of the charts like usual. Jody crushing it like always. Last year's rookie of the year there. Joni, it was a battle of the sisters there. Joni edged out Jody just a little bit by like $100 of AP as she climbed her way up there to the top. Big shout out to Corey as he had a phenomenal week. Like usual, we had Jess Graham crushing it like she always does. I know she went over, what was that, over 5,700, 5K, 5,700. Big week for her. Had Kelly crushing it. Big shout out to Kelly too. Kelly's team is slaying it. And guys, I would not be surprised. I'm gonna put it on a live call here. Come the end of 2025, I think Kelly's team is going to be the one to run against. The girl's got like 15 people in pre-licensing. She's got a bunch of new agents that are just starting, just got licensed writing. So watch out for her. You guys, if you didn't listen to our call on Friday with Kelly, go back and listen to it because she talks about going from being an agent to an agency owner and building and recruiting and growing a team. So make sure you go back and listen to that call. It was a good one to take a lot away from, but here she is again, setting the stage, right? Leading by example with a huge week last week. Dylan crushed it. I think Dylan had another record week for himself, I believe. So nice work to you, Dylan. We had Jenny Ivy, who's been slaying it here lately as well, putting her name in the top 3. Coming in at number 2, we had Becca last week as she climbed her way up to the top. Great work to her. And then taking home number 1, going over 10K, we had Ray. So awesome job to the top 15. Guys, so many of you are doing such big things. Super proud of you as you guys are running to new heights. The leaderboard is so close every single week. Like the top 15 to the top 30, top 45, you guys are all like within inches of each other from edging each other out for that leaderboard. So great work to you guys. But hey, on today's call, right, it's Monday. It's 9:09. Chances are you're waking up. You probably, if you have kids, getting them situated, got them off to school. Monday is usually a hectic day out there in the work week, right? But I want to talk to you about how do you set it up for success? What are 3 things you really got to be on the lookout for that might stop you from hitting your full potential of what you can achieve today and what you can achieve this week as an agent? So number 1, guys, is just focus. All right, you're going to achieve this week whatever you set your mind on doing. All right, and focus is the biggest difference maker between the top agent and the agent that struggles. Is what are they thinking about every single day, every hour when they're out there working? All right, so that's the number 1 thing, guys. Don't wake up today and let a million different things distract you from what your actual goal is. If you want to have success today, it's simple. If you're a telesales agent, how many calls are you going to make? If you're a field agent, how many doors are you going to knock on? Set a number. All right. Telesales, put on there, you're going to dial 400 people today, 300, 400 people. All right. If you're door knocking, you're going to knock on 50 doors today. And if you hit those numbers and you don't have a phenomenal day, then we need to get on a coaching call, because I promise you, if you do that much activity, you're going to hit the number. You are going to have your record day. All right. If you hit those numbers. So focus, guys, that's the biggest thing that prevents you, right? We get out there, we get off on our Monday, we get a stop cancellation notification, a missed draft. We get a client calling us, a family member needing us to do something. And the next thing you know, right, your focus is gone and you miss the target that you're setting for yourself. So that's the number 1, guys. Just keep your focus on what you want to achieve and keep it simple. The simpler you make this job, the better you're going to do every single week. All right, let's talk about number 2, self-doubt. Self-doubt will 100% prevent you from hitting a new record this week. It's going to prevent you from being able to move, right? Being able to move with energy. So let's talk about self-doubt a little bit. What for you as an agent, all right, I want you guys to go to the WhatsApp chat. What's the reason for the self-doubt? Okay. Do you think you're not worthy of being the top agent, right? Knocking Ray off the top spot from last week. Are you not worthy to do that? Do you think you're not confident enough? Maybe you feel like you're not trained enough You're not prepared enough, right? All of these things, guys, are just lies that agents tell themselves to justify why they're not hitting the goal they know they should be hitting. All right. So don't lie to yourself. Don't let self-doubt creep in. All right. If you guys are setting a number to hit this week, you are worthy of hitting that number, right? God wants you to hit the number. I want you to hit the number. You deserve to hit the number. All you have to do is believe it for yourself, right? So don't let self-doubt creep in and stop you from achieving what you're destined to get. All right. You just got to ignore the noise and go out there anyway. All right. If you feel like maybe you're a brand new agent, all right, and you're going out there this week, this is going to be your first week ever doing this job. Maybe you're nervous, right? That's normal. But I promise you, you shouldn't have any self-doubt. If you show up, you're going to win. That's the name of the game, is showing up. Even after you get told no, even after you have a rough couple first hours, right? Just keep showing up. Hard work always works in this business. All right. I've never seen an agent work hard and not hit the number that they wanted to hit in a given month or a given week. All right. If they're really pushing, it's going to happen. But that self-doubt can creep in, right? You might be looking at your leads today thinking, man, this one's 83 years old. I'm just going to skip it, right? Don't skip the lead. Go to the lead. Don't let self-doubt stop you from achieving what you're destined to get. I think self-doubt's the number one thing that the enemy, it's echoing here. Self-doubt's the number one thing that the enemy uses to prevent you from achieving the prosperity that God actually wants you to go get for yourself, right? It's crippling. So don't let it do it. That's number two. Number three, all right, jumping into this week, something that could stop you from hitting your full potential is just fear. Okay. Fear of what if. All right. What if you dial this lead and they hang up on you? What if you go knock on that door and they tell you no? What if you drive 20 minutes out of your way to that lead that's just on the outlier of your road warrior, right? What if they're not at home? What if you get told no? All right, guys, fear in this job is fake. All right, it kind of ties into self-doubt a little bit. You can't be afraid of anything. All right, now I know that's a bold statement, but your fear, what do you fear more? This would be my question for you guys. Do you fear buying leads, right? Maybe you're just jumping into this. You're low on money. Maybe you've never had to invest in yourself before, invest in your business before. What if you buy those leads and you don't get a return off of them, right? Guys, the fear is what stops you from hitting your potential. If you go into every single day not having any fear, it is amazing what you can do in a day. What can stop you? Like, what are you actually afraid of as an agent? All right, guys, the $100 that you're holding on to so tight to go buy 20 more leads, guys, what if, does the fear of spending the $100 outweigh the fear of you not hitting your goal for the week? Right? Because if it does, you're not going to hit your goal for the week. But does your fear of maybe not becoming financially free, is that greater than your fear of giving up the money to buy some leads to go out there and have a big week this week? So you got to pick your fear. What are you more afraid of, right? Now, are you more afraid of not hitting that goal? Like, what are the things that are going to stop you from hitting the goals that you and your family have set for yourself? Maybe it's getting out of debt. Maybe it is whatever it is, right? Becoming financially free. Fear is just a fake way of a fake roadblock, right? That gets in your way of being able to do it. I'll never forget. Okay, I remember when I was pretty new at this and I wanted to go from agent to team leader, right? And I thought about recruiting and building an agency and hiring agents and training them in the field. One thing I kind of feared, right, is, well, what if they don't do good? What if I'm not a good enough leader to coach them to actually do good? That was a fake fear, right? That's a fear that holds a lot of people back from growing in this business. All right. And if you just move past that, it's amazing what can actually happen. But I promise you, fear is a big, big tool that the enemy uses to keep you stuck in the same exact spot, right? Maybe it's with your health, right? Maybe it's like, oh, I don't want to go on that 2-mile run because I'm not going to make it. I'm too afraid to do that, right? You could walk, you could crawl your way 2 miles if you really wanted to. Don't let the fear stop you, guys. Whatever you are fearful of, that's a clear sign that that is exactly what you should do. All right, that's kind of how I view fear. If I'm looking at something, I'm like, I'm afraid to do X, I know that I need to do that, whatever that is. All right, because that's how you overcome things in this business. That's how you become more confident, and that's how you actually grow yourself versus being stuck in the same spot. So just some simple things, guys, 3 things that could hold you back from hitting your potential today and going into this week, and be on the lookout for those. But top 15, I'm super proud of you guys. We're going to wrap this call up a little bit early today because we are going to get ready to send you out the production numbers for the month of May, going to your coaches live here in just a few minutes. So I can't wait to recap those with you guys. When you get your production number for last month, I want you to look at it. I want you to critique yourself. I want you to think about, why is that number the way that it is? All right. And if you crushed it like so many of you did, think about, how do I keep that momentum going for June, July, August to the end of the year? And if you look at that number and you're like, man, that was kind of a bad month, I don't know what happened there. Figure out what happened and how do you course correct it. All right. Going into the rest of June, so you can finish June out on top. And one more thing, coaches, when you guys get these numbers, make sure that you add them all up. You see which one of your agents are hitting promotions, which ones are on track to, and you coach them and help them to hit that next level. So numbers are going to be getting sent your guys' way here shortly. Super proud of everybody on the week you had last week, but check it out. We're all back to 0 today. Who's going to be the top agent this week? Can't wait to see it. We will be back here on Wednesday.